we mentioned George Floyd just now, and the trial is coming up, and so prior to the criminal trial, the city of Minneapolis settled a lawsuit that the family of George Floyd brought against the city back in July. They settled it for $27 million, the largest such settlement in U.S. history, which is good, but no amount of money going to bring that man's they're going to bring that man back, and his family has said as much. On the downside, well, I asked the question. Does the settlement? Who should I pick? I'll kick off with Special. I don't hear him. It sound like I'm sleeping over there.
Vaccine kicking in.
That boy vaccine high. So, with the settlement Special for $27 million for the family of George Floyd, does that make you more hopeful or less hopeful that there will be justice in the criminal trial?
Less hopeful.
Less
Because,
hopeful?
it's a trend, If you notice what happened with Breonna Taylor, she get her money, and then all of a sudden, the cop no have no liability, right? It's a trend with all of them where I think them plan to settle all of these lawsuits that are in the media, and you hear people say their name. They're going to do it with all of them. Because what happened is them just feel say after then get the money, you don't really need to do nothing else. No waste the time on the lawsuit, the criminal lawsuit again, man.
Take
You
your
eat
money
a
and
food.
go on.
Yeah, you eat a food, not to press that again. What else you could have want?
Yeah.
Right?
You buying them all. Period.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's applied and used because people are gonna say, well, hey, why they still a push that? They not get a food already. How they so greedy? You have different people. No matter what happens, they do not the justice that he deserves will not be given because them feel so boy. You get some compensation, right? And you might have people that say, why worry yourself? So the cop not gone to jail. So what? No, you're $27 million richer, right? Live with that. But no, we need these people to say yes. We're going to pay you, but we're also going to punish the people that are responsible for this. So as a cop to see, hey, I am responsible. I need to take better care, right? That is the message we want to see happen. Not the 27 million, right? We're glad for them still. Because it make it look like the 1,400 in a stimulus no mean nothing. Right? So, but
Boy, you be saying some shit.
Because my mom was over here laughing too.
But we need a cop. We get a sentence, man. We need him to get a sentence. We need
so especially in less hopeful.
Yeah, less hopeful.
Jojo Dancer, what do you feel?
I feel the same. No more, no less. On the flip side, we always say, hit them in their pocket so they feel it. Well, I'm glad that the family is getting monetary compensation. Hopefully it will give them a better life moving forward, but no amount of money can bring anybody back. They're still gonna have that void of a lost son, a lost brother, a lost father. You know what I'm saying? But
he's gone from Thanksgiving forever.
Right. So you cannot put a price tag on someone's life, but I feel that much better knowing that the family is going to be all right financially if they're smart with their money. But again, everyone who participated needs to be held accountable. They need to be made an example of, and this needs to keep going. Like, they can't keep getting away with this, practically scot-free.
Yeah.
So,
Tex, I already know what you got to say, but go on.
You already know what I'm gonna say? All right.
Yep.
Well, let me say it, and then you tell me if you. Most important currency is time. Okay. If you're dead, you can't spend no money. Period. So, time is the most important form of currency. Now, if I was a lawyer, okay, and I'm advising the family, never take money before the outcome of the trial. Okay. Never. I would never. Okay, suppose there's a case now, and we talked about it last show, where the cop, is found not guilty. Okay, you got this money and no justice. Okay, and he's still gone. And I guarantee other people, and I'm not going to say who, other people are looking at, well, you're not too worried about, justice because you took the money. You took the money so quick. You're okay. And like Specially said, you took this money, so why worry about the trial now? You understand what I'm saying? So to me, it's all a big ploy, and it's a setup, and they're just buying people off, period. So I feel like, number one, they should not have taken the money, okay? They should have waited until the trial is over, all right? And, just basically seeing this whole thing through, because like Jolene especially said, they got the money, they might be okay financially, for a short term or what may have you, but with all that we went through in 2020 over this man's life, that means nothing. It means nothing.
All right. So, a couple points. It's different lanes, right? So, there's the civil lane, the criminal lane, being done by different people, right? So, like Benjamin Crump, is the family attorney, Q-Dog. He's their family attorney, and they brought that lawsuit against the city, a civil right for violating his civil rights back in July. Okay, so while they're doing that, completely separate entity, the city of Minneapolis, the prosecutors, they are the one pursuing the criminal case, right? So they have nothing to do with each other. So that what they're saying is that generally, that's true from a long time, but it's that generally the cases, they would wait until after the criminal case, just like with OJ, right? They had the criminal case, and then the suit came for the civil, the civil suit came after that. In this case, they sued from then, and they decided to award it now. So again, it's just different entities doing different things.
They didn't have to accept. They didn't have to settle now.
But
they didn't have to accept it now.
But they are. So it's not like we're going to accept this in lieu of the criminal case. Those are different things. Right? It's just like we sued back in July, and then the city of Minneapolis, they have this, they're going through the things that they have to do, and the Minneapolis City Council are going over these different lawsuits, and so they decided, they voted, and the City Council of Minneapolis said, you know what, let's settle this lawsuit rather than going to a civil trial. Let's just pay off this $27 million. Those are different people completely. And the prosecutor is pursuing criminal case against that particular police officer. So it's just different lanes.
I understand that, but did they have to accept?
Or get nothing?
Not
of course they're going to accept.
No, they're not going to get anything. The civil suit is not even here yet. I said they brought the civil suit back in July. Right. No.
So it's now the city of Minneapolis decided we are not going to fight this case in court. Let's just, we could fight this in court for whatever reason, but you know what? Let's just settle it. And so at that point, you can say, okay, we're not going to accept it, and you don't get anything at all.
No,
or you accept it.
That's not how civil suits work. I mean,
that's exactly what happened.
That's not an acceptable number. Let's reconvene. Y'all go back to the table and come with something else. If y'all want to settle it,
So could they have argued about the amount? Sure, but look, when you think about it, that amount was the largest in U.S. history. Right? So you can quarrel about the amount, but you're not going to get any more than that.
You could get more. You could get more.
So
always say the ceiling has been moving since Rodney King, because they said Rodney was the largest amount too, and it just keep going up because they just won't stop. They won't, no matter how primitive you get with the money, they won't stop.
So for that 27 million, right? So the largest in U.S. history before that was also in Minneapolis for 20 million when a black police officer killed a white woman. That was a few years ago. The thing with these settlements is that it is paid. So let's say over the last 15 years, the city of Minneapolis has paid out $71 million in police misconduct. So it has no impact on those individual officers. It has no impact on the police department itself, the city itself. So $71 million from the taxpayers that could have gone to some parks and all whatever the city spend money on, that money is coming out of the city's budget to pay off these cases. You know what I mean? So I used to hit them in the pocket. It's not hitting him in the pocket. It's not hitting any individual police officer in the pocket. It's hitting the city. So George Floyd, I think he was living in Minneapolis. So some of those are his tax dollars, right? That they take that money from
the police. The whatever the savings the police them have.
It needs to come out of individual police officers. It's
no, they don't have that kind of food. Me want to hit all the police them pay into some kind of fund. Okay. Gotcha. Like a pension fund or something like that. Okay, to come out of that, so the police them look and say, Jesus, peace. How much money me put in this and look
that is a good point.
Yeah.
If it comes, come out from because now that gives the department incentive to do some reforms and watch how they hire. So if it comes out of, I like that. Because I was actually
someone to come from.
I was thinking about that. Like, it can't, you're not going to come from an individual officer because they don't have that kind of money. Yeah, but if you hit like a fund that goes to, to police, then now it's hitting them in ways that affects the overall police department, then you'll see some changes. Yeah, that was actually one of my questions. What should happen? So
we need police reform. We need it. We need it like yesterday.
Justice! We want justice.
No justice, no peace. We believe in that because, really and truly, the police them not change a thing. They're not changing anything. Right? Them still are the police the same way. Me did I hear one time so they say, them not gonna use chokehold anymore. Not go some. Me see one up to last week. Right? So it's still a go on.
I'm still a choke people.
Yeah, they're still a choke people. So what can you do? Them are gonna say, boy, criminal. Cause me all I read on blog where the policeman I say, boy, what else can they do? There's a lot of other things you can do. You have police force, and not only America police force there. It's all over the world. And America, the most violent police force on the planet. right? How other police force deal with it? So you can't deal with it, man. You know, have to choke a guy. And you want to choke a guy because you see a guy and say, what you gonna choke him? It no matter when though. If I just spit on the side of the road, I'm gonna choke him.
Because they can.
Yeah. I
Because
first
they
thing
can.
is when a police come to you, I can tell you I first thing them I think about to do. Choke you. Right? Anytime you see a police I roll up on you, if they're not gonna shoot you, them are gonna choke you. And
Part of the
these
training.
police, yeah, they have no problem of being reckless. Because I was watching the news the other day where they shot this little 2-year-old boy in the head chasing somebody else.
Yes.
And they just shot in the lady's car
What?
with her and the baby in
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Kill him?
Shoot the baby. No, I'm not dead.
No, he's not
No,
dead.
fight for your life.
Mhm.
Fight for your life in a hospital.
I
Right.
just shoot.
Yeah,
Am
and he
I chasing the
knew-
lady?
No, he
They're
was
chasing
chasing
another guy.
and the guy was hiding and he jumped in a car. with
And
the
just
lady
start
there.
pop
And
off.
he just started,
Start
yeah, he
shooting
just
the
started,
car.
and he knew somebody else was in there. And you know, the lawyer was saying that is even against the own police policy, a shooting in a car where you can't really see who or what is in there. You can't just shoot up a car like that just because you feel like, no,
And what going to
Right.
happen to him? Nothing.
nothing to happen to the police. Nothing to happen to the police because in their road still. Right? And the lady, 2-year-old in a hospital with brain damage. A 2-year-old will never be the same again. Shot him in the head.
Oh, Lord.
So
Man.
that's what I'm saying. Them not really think about that because I don't think it is affecting them as much as we would like to see.
Oh, it's not affecting them at all. At
Yeah.
all. Not only is it not affecting the individual cop because they get away with it, even in cases where the city agrees, yeah, you know, we kind of messed this up, and we're going to pay off our money, that money is not affecting the department overall. So I like what you said, especially, and you know, I think that's one of the best ideas I've heard here, is in these cases, when you go to settle these, if you take it out of some sort of fund,
Them pension fund.
that affects
Yes.
everybody in the department. Now you got to think twice, and not only as an individual got to think twice. And now people got to hold you accountable, right?
Yeah,
you know,
because here's the issue. I mean, no text you agree with me. You see, when the police do something wrong, all of them I support the police, like you do something right? So if
Yep.
it's gonna affect, if all of them say, all right, we're gonna defend our brother, regardless of when do, the whole of them need to pay then. The whole
Yeah.
of them need to pay.
yeah. But
Right.
when your brother box food out of your mouth, then you're
Yeah.
going to, yeah.
You know, cause as I said, if a police do something wrong out there, all of the other police them a jump to their rescue. They not really try to find out what really are going on, you know. Because if a police pull you over and call for backup, and even if the police do something wrong, the backup where coming in, and you might come to protect, you know. You might come to back up whatever foolishness.
Floyd murder. His boy
Yeah.
was standing there looking at him.
Right? Some of them all are holding foot. So the other 3 guys never really care whether one policeman do, then they have to back him up. One I tell you say, yo, don't look, and I push off people. One other one I holding foot. Right? And rude boy in a handcuff.
So
Right.
here's another perspective on the civil suit. So my natural way of thinking of it was, they gave the money, so it's a done deal. It's actually the police's lawyer was trying to get them to delay the trial because of that. And so his perspective is that once people see that you settle a suit civilly, so now they already assigning blame to him. So he's saying that that's going to make people more likely to vote him guilty because the city already agreed that he was guilty by the settlement. So the police attorney is trying to get them to, I don't know if they've ruled on that yet, but it's saying that they're trying to delay it for that reason because it makes him look more guilty. So that's another perspective there. But in any case, we want justice. What's your name? Rosie, is that your name? That Jamaican lady there. Remember? Justice!
Yes.
Justice!
Rosie.
Justice!